Security is a way to make people feel safe and be able to use public services without having to worry about things going wrong, harm coming to them. It's something that allows people to go their day-to-day life without having to worry about all the little details.
The safety for people in buildings and in travel and on the roads.
Would you be scared on a plane were they not to have done anything after September 11th?
Yes, I would not be flying.
A single event has the potential to change the international security structure completely, and 9/11 represents one of those events. The terrorist attacks left a nation in fear, and a government trying to find a way to make its citizens feel safe again. As theorist Barry Buzan explained, security is a human collective, something a state faces as a whole. He gave 5 categories which each state must have in order to consider itself secure. These categories are military, societal, environmental, political, and economic. September 11th left the country at a weak point, leaving some of these categories unfulfilled. The people felt as though their security was threatened, especially their personal security. This can also be seen in an article by Steve Smith where he talks about human security including many facets like economic, food, health, personal, political, etc. Were the government to have done nothing, the people would have felt insecure. I believe the actions taken after September 11th with the creation of the Department of Homeland Security and the TSA were steps put in place by a government trying to maintain order and above all, a sense of security. Today, many people flying see the security as an invasive step with the ATIs which can examine your entire body. However, some accept the forms of invasive protection in order to maintain a sense of security on the national and international levels.
Like, I remember at our Rochester airport, like, basically my grandparents would, like, wait for us, like, almost right out of the gate, and, like, you'd come home and see them, and the only security would be putting your little carry-on through the little one thing, walking through, and it was very lax. And then after, I remember, like, when I was little, I was at Orlando going to Disney, and I had a lot of metal on my belt and just being wanded, and that was probably one of the scarier moments in my life, and that was post 9/11. I do feel safer, but some of the things have kind of made me more, like, what do people think of these things? Like, would I think to put something in my little liquid bottle? Would I think to put something in baby formula? Like, it makes me, I know that they're doing it for my safety, but also it's like, it makes me worried that people will do stuff like that and kind of stuff of that nature, so it kind of makes me question it a little bit, and I'm a very paranoid flyer, so it's kind of bad.
I remember before September 11th, security was managed by private enterprises, and things were a lot more lax. You could just kind of power through security. You know, it was more of a formality. And then September 11th happened, and security was more of a endeavor. Probably wouldn't have wanted to fly if everyone seemed to ignore what was very apparently a problem.
Right after the attacks, people were fearful and needed measures put into place. Now that that fear is gone, people are okay with the precautions backing off a little. But the TSA has become more than a national structure. It can even be seen a little on the international front. While the TSA does not conduct screenings abroad, it does assess airports that serve as the last point of departure to the United States to ensure that international security standards are maintained at these airports. There are also established TSA representative offices in Kenya, South Africa, and the Bahamas. Though I agree with Kenneth Waltz when he claims that the international level is an anarchy, I do believe the United States' actions involved with TSA have illustrated a sense that the United States is trying to govern internationally when it comes to airport security to keep its own state safe. At the end of the day, it's all about keeping your state and your citizens safe and secure.